Hello, I'm Dr. Xavier Cole, President of Loyola University New Orleans. Thank you for joining us this early evening and welcome to all of our new students and your families. We can't wait to see you at MoveIn and Wolfpack Welcome in the next 3 short weeks, August 15th. This will be my first academic year at Loyola, just like you, new students, so we'll be getting to know the university in New Orleans together. Our faculty and staff are truly excited to welcome you all to campus and into our academic community. The summer campus is a bit quiet without you. Students bring the energy and the excitement we all need to animate our campus with learning and possibilities. A little bit about Loyola. Loyola University was founded on the core values of Ignatius of Loyola as a Jesuit and Catholic university. We take pride in our diverse backgrounds, our pursuit of truth, wisdom, and virtue, and our community of students, faculty, and staff who are on a mission to find God in all things, beauty in all people. Your education at Loyola University New Orleans is about more than just academics. We're committed to offering you an experience that focuses on developing the whole person. Our hope is that through our teaching, you'll follow our mission to live a life of leadership and service for and with others. Our primary directive as Catholic and Jesuit educated people is to seek first to serve and demonstrate hope for a better future. At Loyola, you'll get the opportunity to develop an ethical leadership style, hone your communication skills, and become someone who pursues excellence with love and faith-filled decisions. As a person who's been welcoming families to college campuses for almost 30 years, I understand a few key things about this experience. 1, the process of choosing a university has been a bit exhausting for you as a family. Know you've made a great decision to choose Loyola here in New Orleans. Parents, you've poured into your students, into their formative years to prepare them for this moment of independence. They are ready, and even if they are still a little bit uncertain, we have staff and faculty here to guide them through these very early tentative steps. Believe me, by the time you see them again at Thanksgiving, they'll have grown in ways that will thrill and perplex you. Parents who've sent their other children off to college will be able and happy to share their experiences of that first Thanksgiving. Some of your students have not needed to make new friends since kindergarten. In making new friends, students will need to be their authentic selves and seek out people who have commonalities of experience, but as importantly, seek out people of different backgrounds and belief systems to broaden their perspectives. With a 12-to-1 student-faculty ratio, you'll receive students' one-on-one support and individualized attention from our faculty and our staff. Don't be intimidated to reach out to faculty. Find a mentor who will help you achieve your goals. Now, here's some advice for our new students. Students, you should take advantage of all the support services that we have available to you. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and if the first person you ask doesn't know where you can find the answer and the help you need, someone else will be able to do this as well. Be sure to take advantage of the Pan American Life Student Success Center, which offers tutoring, success coaching, advising, and career development. Parents, many of your students have been tutors in high school, so it's a bit of a leap of faith for them to ask for a tutor for themselves. Trust me when I tell you that asking for help early and often is a very good idea. All these many facets of a Loyola education have tangible results as well. 93% of our graduates have started their career or enrolled in advanced study within 6 months of graduation. We don't just help you find jobs. We help you build careers, including those from creative fields that are challenging to get into right out of the college, of the film and music industry to publishing. And just a little bit about my early priorities as president since arriving June 1, 2023. Now, the traditional president start at Loyola has been August 1. I found it critical that I arrive as soon as feasible to get to better know the campus and the university community to be able to best prepare for your arrival in August. We've leaned into summer residence hall projects to refresh our student living environments with critical infrastructure projects, fresh paint, and cleaning inside and out. That's for you. Setting the example for the community, we've been deeply engaged with our city and greater New Orleans region to better understand the asks and needs with the view of matching Loyola's gifts and talents via ideas, people, and programs. We've leaned into strengthening current partnerships around dining and health services while seeking additional partnerships to improve the student living and learning experience. We'll continue this momentum with our current capital projects. Construction is underway for the new Chapel of St. Ignatius and the Gail and Tom Benson Jesuit Center. The library and the chapel are the beating heart of our campus. And by the time you arrive on campus, we'll be clearing the new construction site for a brand new residence hall. That's very important for your living experience. Now, that's enough for that for now. We know that you have many questions as parents and students as you prepare to join us in a few short weeks. Today in studio, we have student affairs colleagues who are here to answer any functional questions in detail. With us is Dr. Alicia Bork, Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Dale O'Neill from Student Life and Ministry, and Mr. Chris Rice from Residential Life. So please go ahead, parents and students, and submit your questions to the panelists via the chat on YouTube, and we'll make sure we'll get them to the correct person to answer the question.
Wonderful. The first question is for Chris Rice. Chris, how can students and parents prepare for move-in? What items do they need? What documentation do they need to bring? What kind of bedding? What kind of supplies?
Yeah, so with move-in, students will be signing up for their move-in slot when they've gotten their assignment email that went out June 15th. In that email, we also lay out that they need to clear certain hurdles before they're allowed to check into the residence halls. These things are like making sure your bill is cleared with student financial services, getting your immunization records in, or just making sure you have registered for classes. Once you're cleared, we're going to have you go and park in the West Road garage to unload and really move things into the residence hall over an hour-long block. And then after that, you'll be able to move to the upper floors of the parking garages. Things I would suggest bringing are, one, 4 sheets. You're going to want twin extra large. Our beds are twin extra large, so that'll fit all of them. And really kind of think through what your student will use. Every year I see parents come with a significant amount of stuff because you want your kid to have the perfect room set up, and every year they take a third of it home. So the great thing is we have Target, Walmart, lots of local stores, and we are going to have a free cycle out in the quad, in the residential quad for students who can use slightly used things if you're looking to recycle and reuse. And so ultimately we're getting ready for you to move in. So once you check those things off, we're going to get you into your room as fast as we can so that you can really take that time to set up and make a comfortable area.
Wonderful. We have a question for Carrie. How early do y'all recommend we show up for check-in at move-in?
Yeah, so showing up, we would come right at your check-in time. We have it labeled per hour with different slots. And so arriving early is going to cause you to have to loop around the block and wait until your designated check-in time. So if you sign up for 10, please arrive at 10. If you do come early, we have a great Starbucks on campus. We are going to have some great local restaurants on Ferret Street. So there are some things to do if you need to bide your time before your check-in spot.
And how many guests can they bring to move in?
We asked 2, but if you need to bring more, that's fine. Just let us know. But we are trying to get as many people in as we can, and so 2 is what we're looking for.
Wonderful.
Dale, we got a question about orientation.
Sure.
What can students expect as they're going through orientation, and what is there for the parents?
Sure. So our orientation program is called Wolfpack Welcome. It begins Thursday at 9 a.m. in the University Sports Complex. We will have a large welcome. We will have crew leaders, which are our orientation leaders, and our peer mentors to guide your student throughout the orientation process. So the orientation begins on Thursday, and it goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And there's lots of different opportunities for them to network and connect with their peers. We will have some college open houses so they can meet faculty members and understand collegiate expectations. We'll have some social programming. We will keep them very busy for those 4 days. making sure that they're building connections with their peers, faculty, and staff, and getting them ready for the first day of school. We will walk them around campus, show them where their classes are so they don't get lost on the first day. But it is a jam-packed 4 days full of information for them. We're really excited this year. We're launching a parent and family track. This is the first time we've done this since COVID. So we do have an optional parent and caregiver track for those 4 days as well. It will be, some of the programs will be for you and for your student, like new student convocation, but we will also have some presentations just for parents. For example, we'll have a health and wellness presentation where you'll learn about student health on campus and counseling. Chris will give a presentation about living on campus and dining on campus. We have the Student Success Center giving some presentations about their resources. So lots of opportunities for you to learn how you can support your student. I will emphasize that the parent track for Wolfpack Welcome is not required. It's optional, but it's highly suggested you attend if you're able to. The student track is required for both commuters, transfers, on-campus students. All first-year students are required to participate in Wolfpack Welcome. Great, we have another question for Chris. Are there bins to help you move stuff in? From Holly Larson.
Yeah, so we have blue bins on wheels. They're rated to hold up to 500 pounds. We have 60 to 80 of them, depending on how many more we get delivered. But those will be rented for students through our residential quad, first come, first serve. We're asking that you take about an hour with the bin because we want to try to provide as many options as possible for students to get their stuff in. Additionally, we've partnered with a local company called Attic Space. They are able to, you can sign up with them through their website, and we will be emailing it out through Residential Life email, that they will unload your items for you. So they meet you at your designated check-in time, unload your car, and take it to your room. So you can save some effort in terms of having to move the heavy things. Unfortunately for our bins though, it is first come, first serve. So I do recommend that if you can get a collapsible folding cart or even a dolly that will fit in your car, that can assist you in moving in. We do have elevators in all the buildings, so that will expedite it, so you're not having to walk up a bunch of stairs, but there may be a line as well. But we'll do our best to make sure everyone gets as much support as possible.
Wonderful. So we have a question from Gina. It looks like this student has to reschedule their move-in date and time. How would this student do that?
Yeah, so the easiest way would just be emailing us at reslife@loyno.edu, so reslife@loyno.edu. As long as there are open slots available on the time they're looking to change to, we'll happily switch them in the system. So do that and we'll send you a confirmation within 2 to 3 business days of the change.
Wonderful. We have a question from Sophia. When is the first day of classes? So this is an easy question for us to answer. So typically, if you are moving on campus, you're going to be doing that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with your assigned time. Then you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of Wolfpack Welcome Orientation. And then that Monday is the first day of the school year. So move-in week starts August 15th. And then basically 1 week after is the first day of the academic year. Wonderful. If you have any more questions, feel free just to put it in the chat and we'll answer them.
I will say while we're waiting for questions, it will be hot on move-in. So please make sure you dress appropriately for the Louisiana weather. Expect there may be a little bit of rain. It is Louisiana. And then bring water, but we'll be providing water and snacks at a hospitality center so that you can kind of get a break and we can cool you off in the residence halls.
We have another question from a student. She moves in on August 15th at 10 a.m. Does she stay there until orientation starts? Yes. So if you move in on Monday, you can get settled, explore campus, explore the city, and you would stay there overnight until orientation begins on that Thursday.
There will be plenty of students around, and my staff will be there, so if you need any assistance, look for someone in a maroon or white residential life shirt, and we'll be there to help.
And all of you should have been hearing from your crew leader. Your crew leader is your orientation leader. So students are put in their crew groups. You should have been added to a group me. You should be getting weekly emails. So if you have any questions, their sole responsibility is to be a mentor to incoming students. So don't feel silly. No question is too small. They can always assist you, and if they can't, they'll most likely text me and I'll respond back pretty immediately. So if you have any specific questions, feel free to ask them as well.
Are folks a little shy with the questions?
Yeah,
Or we're really good at answering questions, so they've gotten all their questions answered before this town hall.
I think both things might be true.
We normally get the question about meal plans.
Sure, you want to answer that?
Yeah, so meal plans will start being uploaded to the students' cards on Monday before they move in, so they'll have Wolfbucks available to use around campus, and then the meals start the following Monday in terms of swiping, but students can use, we'll be able to eat during orientation. So they'll be able to use our Wolfbucks around campus if they arrive early, and we will have various places open for your parents or your students to eat, your family, while they're moving in and getting settled in the residence halls and on campus.
I love this question from Georgia. Are the dorms air conditioned?
Yes, the residence halls are air conditioned. Most air conditions are controlled by the individual room or suite, so you will be able to set your temperature. So it's not just an on and off. And then there are some maxes and mins to that air conditioning, so you can't drop it to 50, but it will keep you comfortable. And so, yeah, I don't think we'd survive if we didn't have the air conditioning.
As a person new to New Orleans, every place has plenty of air conditioning pumping on campus and off campus, so not to worry. And know that fall is coming.
Great. We have a question from a parent. Will parents receive information about the parent track during Wolfpack Welcome? Yes. So if you'd like, you could actually go to our Wolfpack Welcome website right now, and there is a schedule posted for parents. We will also be emailing it out on Wednesday of this week. On our website, there is a printable schedule that you can print out. We also have an app that you can download, and so you can have it handy on your phone. You can create your own schedule. You can see a map of campus, and that is Guidebook app, and then you just search for the 2023 Wolfpack Welcome Track. So right now, you can go onto our website and see the schedule and start planning your trip.
We did have a question about room in the residence hall for 2 fridges. Unfortunately, our residence hall policies do require only 1 fridge per room with some sharing. If there is a medical reason for a second or a private fridge, we can work with the Office of Accessible Education. But I would suggest that your student talk with their roommate to decide who's going to bring what fridge, but also who's going to bring the other items as well, because you may end up with 2 fridges and no TVs, but if you can negotiate and compromise, you can really set up that room to how you want it to be.
I love this one individual knows about Quark. So Quark is our engagement smartphone app that all students use throughout the academic year to get involved in student organizations, to see when events are occurring, and most of the time students go to the Quark app to learn what's going on. For Wolfpack Welcome, for orientation, we actually use something called Guidebook, and there's a 2023 Wolfpack Welcome track. So if you're a parent or a student participating in orientation, you'll want to download the Guidebook app. And if you go to our Wolfpack Welcome website, there's a QR code on the website that you can scan, and it will directly download the app, or there's a link to a website where you can click on it and then download the app. So your students should also download Quark, but that is not needed until once the semester begins.
We got a question about the Move-In Assistance Program. The company we partner with is called Attic Space in New Orleans. They're listed under our partnered vendors on the Residential Life website. They will take day of move-in assistance, but they would love to pre-register you so they can ensure they have enough open slots. But they've told me they'll bring as much staff as they can for as many people who want the assistance. There is a fee associated with it, but as much as you can pre-register, they can make sure they have the appropriate staff on site to take care of you quickly and efficiently.
And it looks like we have a question from Brooklyn about her crew leader. Brooklyn, if you could, email us at orientation@loyola.edu, and we'll make sure that you get connected with your crew leader. That was orientation@loyola.edu. Same with Gina. Gina, go ahead and email orientation@loyola.edu, and we'll get you connected to your crew leader. For Beaver, are the kitchens on every floor or just one?
Yeah, they're on every floor. So we have kitchens on 2 through 6 with also a TV and a social lounge. And then on Buddig, we have kitchens. We have a kitchen on the 12th floor that's a communal kitchen for the building, but each floor has a social lounge as well. And so it's great seeing students cook together and smell when they make cookies and other wonderful dishes. Then they want to taste something from home.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It looks like Sophia has a question about her academic advisor. So each one of you have an academic advisor that has reached out to you to explain your schedule for the fall. If you haven't, go ahead and again email orientation@loyola.edu, and we will connect you with your academic advisor. For your first semester, your academic advisor schedules you for all your classes. Your second semester, you actually get to go online and create your schedule. But every single Loyola student right now should have a schedule. Can you tell me if the beds are raised in Francis Hall in the single rooms?
Yeah, so we have a standard bed height that we typically start all beds with. It's at 46 inches, but all of our beds are modular in that you can raise and lower them along the settings of the system. We'll have staff with rubber mallets who can assist with raising and lowering, but when you should come, they'll be at the highest setting. But yeah, they are adjustable. So that's where it'll be, and that's every bed, so single or double, unless you're in a Beaver triple space, which are the Beaver odd spaces. We're only occupying them with 2 students, but they will be set up with the triple furniture, which is a lofted bed and a bunk bed. But we have instructions and tools to help people disassemble them if they would like to. You just have to keep the extra furniture in the room.
Wonderful. Any other questions for us? Go ahead and place it in the chat. We do have Dr. Alicia Bork on the call, on the town hall. Dr. Bork, can you tell us a little bit more about student health services on campus and counseling and the services that they provide to students?
Sure. Thank you, Dr. O'Neill. I'd be happy to do that. Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be with all of you today. So with counseling and health services on campus, we do offer full service medical and behavioral health services for students coming to campus. All enrolled students are eligible for services. We currently have a contract with Ochsner Health System. It's one of the largest health systems in Louisiana for our medical care. And for our counseling center, we have a robust team of counselors and case managers who can help our students to engage in the counseling process, have consultation, have case management. Our counseling services are no charge to our enrolled students. However, we do encourage for students utilizing our health care in student health to please ensure that you take care of either submitting a waiver for our student health insurance or indicating that you need to enroll in our student health insurance plan. As a plug for tomorrow and Wednesday, we have a student affairs panel with professionals from all across student affairs to answer and get more in depth about all areas related to outside the classroom experiences: athletics, bookstore, dining, student health, counseling, Title IX, student conduct. We'll have a whole host of colleagues there for you to answer questions, tell you a little bit about themselves, and it's open to both students and parents. The sessions, the panels, are happening tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, and also on Wednesday at noon Central Time. Your student will receive a text message as a reminder on both days, and also an email reminder regarding both panels. And you can also check out our resources for new students and parents on our website, which will also have all of the detailed information about the panels. Thank you. I look forward to being with you over the next couple of days.
Thank you, Dr. Bork. Carrie has another question. What is the preferred due date for the vector training? Carrie, I'm glad you asked this question. So all incoming students must complete their online orientation modules. Parents, caregivers, we highly recommend you watch the online orientation modules as well. They're a wonderful resource for you, but it is required for all incoming students to complete the orientation modules. Students, you are to complete that before you move into campus. If you're a commuter student, you should complete it before Wolfpack Welcome begins. In addition to our online orientation modules, you should have received emails about vector trainings. That is our student conduct training. Now, the due date for that is not until September 15th. But if I were you, I would just go ahead and complete it now, get it out the way, so you don't have to worry about that once school starts and you're in your classes. So preferred would be before you come to campus, but the deadline for the vector training is not until September 15th. Will this live be saved? Yes, you can always come back to this YouTube station and see this recording. We also have a parents event website where all of our virtual programmings for parents and students throughout the summer are saved. So if you ever forget what we talked about at this virtual program or any other, you can always go to that website and see the recording. We have a question about meal plans. How do you change your meal plan?
Yeah, so the past 2 weeks over the summer, we had a meal plan change period that ended last week. During the first 2 weeks of class, so starting the Monday of class through the Friday at noon, the second Friday at noon, students will be able to go into the Housing Director, which is our housing database for students, and change their meal plan. This will take roughly 2 to 3 days to be changed on your student ID, and you will see a billing adjustment in that same time period. If there's an extenuating circumstance why it needs to be changed before that time frame, if you'll email reslife@loyola.edu, we'll work to assist you as quickly as we can, but unfortunately the system is closed to be able to change it yourself right now.
Is there any laundry service on campus for students to purchase?
Yeah, we're in the final stages of partnering with Cleanorama, who would do pickup and drop off laundry service to the residence halls. So as soon as we finalize the details for this coming year, we're going to send out information to students, and we'll post it on our social media and other social medias connected to residential life so that we can advertise the service. We're excited to partner with them again. We took a break during COVID, but we're bringing it back, so that's exciting.
This is a question for Dr. Bork. Is the waiver due on September 1st for insurance?
Yes, the waiver is due typically 2 weeks on the Friday after classes begin. And so I would get that waiver in, as Dr. O'Neill said, very similarly to the orientation modules. Get that in before classes start so it's taken care of. But the September deadline does apply 2 weeks after the first day of classes.
Wonderful. We have a question about e-bill. If I pay my e-bill after August 1st, what happens? What do I have to do? I would suggest contacting Student Financial Services as soon as possible and let them know that you have concerns about paying your e-bill before August 1st. Mary Musso works in Student Financial Services, and she is such a gift and so wonderfully helpful that as long as you communicate early, she will be able to assist you as much as possible.
And then for moving in, we do ask that your bill get cleared, but that's really Student Financial Services lets us know if that's cleared or not. So if you've made arrangements with them before August 1st, you'll get put on the cleared list. If for some reason it's not taken care of by that date, what we're going to ask you to do is when you arrive for check-in, we're going to park you in the Ferret Garage, and then you'll come to Buddick Hall to our clearing center where we'll touch base with you, get you cleared as quickly as possible, and then get you back to moving in. So we have dedicated staff from Residential Life, Student Health Services, Student Financial Services, and Financial Aid and Admissions who are going to be there to assist with getting you through our process as quickly as possible.
Wonderful, thank you. We have two students. One has a health issue that may cause them to miss class, and then another individual has a learning difference. I would highly recommend both of you contact the Office for Accessible Education. Andrea Rodriguez is the director of that office and will be able to help you pretty immediately. So in college, you definitely need to seek out the Office for Accessible Education so they can help you get accommodations.
And their staff are split up by the alphabet between Bree and Micah. So if you check their website, you'll be able to see which accessibility counselor you need to touch base with. And they even have a scheduling link to where you can click their name and you'll get put on their calendar. So it's a real ease of process to get registered with that office.
Chris, how do you keep track of your wolf bucks?
So every time you use them, you can, when you swipe your card, you should get a receipt that shows how much you have left. And then you can also check your balance on the CS Gold app and on your SSO, so your single sign-on. And if for some reason you're having trouble viewing it or there's issues, the Residential Life office does handle the meal plans. And so you can always come in or email us, and we'll let you know what that balance is as of the time we email you back.
Wonderful. Okay, we'll wait a couple more moments for any questions.
I know as a new person to the community, this has been extremely helpful. I'm being educated as you're being educated, parents, and it just also, you can just see the confidence that we have in our staff here, their professionalism, their knowledge, and this is indicative of the staff and faculty here at Loyola. They're well trained and they're ready to help our students through this transition period. So hopefully this forum has given you parents some relief and ease, and the students also some confidence that you'll be able to navigate our processes as you transition into college and university. So I'm really grateful for the staff here today.
Well, I will tell you, I love working at Loyola. It's truly a vocation. Chris and I have been here for quite a long time. So parents, students, you are in good hands. We will make sure that you have everything you need, and if you don't, you just come find us and we will help you to the best of our ability. That's the beauty of coming to Loyola, a small relationship-focused school, is that we're going to make sure you get all your needs met. Chris, any last things?
Yeah, we're really excited to welcome you. To also aid in this, we're going to be giving every residential student a residential life guide for students, which will have a lot of information of what to look at through the coming year. But we're also going to send constant communication. So if you can, remind your students to check their emails and text messages, as we're going to keep in communication with them, and we're really here to support them. So the thing we ask is reach out to us, and we're going to help you as best to our ability.
Wonderful, thank you, Chris.
All right. And thank you everyone for joining us this evening. And I look forward to, and our campus looks forward to seeing you the week of August 14th for Move In and Wolfpack Welcome. Until then, peace and blessings upon you. Safe travels to New Orleans. Take good care. Welcome, Wolfpack.